Welcome back to another A&T pod. I'm Aiden,
I'm Tavius.
and we are going to start off with MLB today. Tavius, what happened to your Astros?
I can tell you exactly what happened to my Astros, and I just want to put it out there, ladies and gentlemen. I know my team lost, but I'm not one of those guys that team loses and just berate them and get all down on myself. It's. I just want y'all to know you can't win them all every year, and Astros have been having a lot of success lately. It was only a matter of time before we lose in the wild card. 7 straight ALCSs. It's hard to sustain that success over a long period of time. Um, Reason we lost. Watching the game, we had a lead, 2-1. At the end of the day, we didn't get the bats going enough. We scored 2 runs and then 1 run the previous game. Scoring 3 runs in 2 games not gonna win you a lot of baseball games. To be honest with you, but we were in prime position to win. Um, Valdez had one bad inning game one, and then last game, our setup closer guy Ryan Presley forgot how to pitch. That guy's been consistent for us for a few years now, and this year wasn't his best year. And then in the biggest moment, he couldn't deliver, and then Josh Hader couldn't save us at the end. And then it's fine. It is what it is. It happens. Um, we've got a lot of decisions to make this off season. Not many people thought we'd make the playoffs after a really poor start. We ended up winning the division. Then the day doesn't matter. We couldn't make it out the first round. Shout out to Tigers. Very unconventional way of doing things there. Not me being a salty Astros fan. I just don't think they'll make it past the next round against the Guardians. But we'll see, man. Baseball's a weird sport. So
It is.
at the end of the day, right, we didn't play well enough to win. So I can't be too salty. Just rest up this year. It's first time in a long time. We're resting up early October. So hopefully our pitching staff can get back to normalcy. Um, and yeah, man, just prepare for next year. It is what it is, man.
Let's see here. Did you watch any of the other games?
Oh no.
No?
I saw highlights of the Mets Brewers.
So I
Padres.
watched that
Braves.
one.
Yeah.
That was exciting. Down late in the game, hits a bomb to
Yeah,
tie it
that
up.
rookie's been great.
20 years old.
Yeah, he's not afraid of the moment.
Mm-mm. Hits a bomb, and then batter gets on, and Mitchell comes up to bat, and if it was if it was just a little shorter, it wouldn't have been in. It hit the top of the fence, bounced in for a homer. It's pretty exciting stuff. I
Yeah.
was That's why I love postseason baseball. But
Yeah. Shout out the Brewers for making the game, but I don't think they're gonna go that far tonight. I think the Mets are gonna take this one. So being honest, we're jumping ahead of the gun. But shout out to the Padres too. They look good. They're resembling a very strong team. Coming, it's gonna be a tough out for the Dodgers to beat them Padres. Shout out the Royals too, man. From sucking booty cheeks last year to being a playoff team and then beating the Orioles to advance to the ALDS. You got to give them and the Tigers some flowers, man. Teams we did not think that would make the playoffs that made it, and then not only made it, beat some of the best teams in the AL. Got to give your hats off to them, man. They're playing some good baseball right now.
yep. So we can get into tomorrow's game, which
Tonight's game.
sorry, yep. Tonight's game at 7.
Yep. Who you got?
And
And y'all already heard what I think's gonna happen. Who do you think's gonna win this one, Aiden?
I think give me the Brewers.
Wow.
I think they continue their run from last night. I think they came off the field hot, and I think they're gonna defeat the Mets tonight.
You know, Aiden's riding the Brew Crew train. I don't blame you. I just want to see Francisco Lindor keep carrying his team throughout the playoffs. I think it's a great story, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Brewers won. They needed last night that comeback. I think they got a chance to ride the momentum. Team the last few years that have historically choked in the playoffs, they might have flipped the switch. This rookie's giving them that spark. It'll be interesting to see how tonight plays out, and how these games this weekend play out. It's October baseball.
All right, so then we both have well, I have the Brewers, you have the Mets playing the Phillies, but we will go up to the Tigers Guardians. You already said that you have the Tigers. No,
Yeah.
you said you had the Guardians.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I still call them the Indians, but that's just me though. Yeah, I honestly would not be surprised if the Tigers end up winning. This team's pretty underwhelming when it comes to the Guardians. Um, I know they won the AL Central and everyone's clowning the AL Central, but this I don't know. Tigers, they have a manager that's been there and done that with the Astros. Um, and this team's playing the best baseball since like August, I think, something like that. So, I think the Tigers could be a good example of one of those teams that just got hot at the end of the year and they're just going to keep riding it. And would not be surprised if the Tigers win a series, but I think at the end of the day, Cleveland's a better team and a better team should win this series. You never know with baseball.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tigers.
Oh, boy.
I believe.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Aiden, but y'all need to learn something in the chat. Aiden loves a good underdog story. I'm putting that out there, but go ahead.
So after I got done watching the Brewers game, I stayed on a little bit and just to see what the experts are saying. And since I don't follow baseball that closely, they were talking about the Tigers and what kind of run they've been on. They're kind of a wild card team in general. They don't really have a weakness, but they also don't have a strength. So no team really knows what they're going to get with them. And I think that is dangerous. They are hot right now coming into the playoffs, and I think a hot team that already has 2 games under their belt can be dangerous, where the Guardians have kind of been sitting and waiting. But we'll see. We will see. We can go now down to the Mets Phillies, or Brewers Phillies, whoever you have, whoever.
This Phillies team beat neither one of those teams.
Yeah.
I think top to bottom best team in baseball right now.
I agree. They are strong, at least from what I have seen, which was very little. Their record shows that they have been strong. 54-27 at home. I think they take whoever shows up. Both got Phillies there. Alright, and then Royals, Yankees.
This is a tough one. I'm a big believer in the Yankees choking the playoffs, and they will forever do so. So I don't believe in Aaron Judge, to be honest. That's the main person I think is choking. I think Juan Soto shows up in the playoffs. Jazz Chisholm will show up. Aaron Judge won't. And I think this team's a little too reliant on Aaron Judge and on offensive end. I think that's all the Royals need. The Royals won 2 games, 1-2, and 1-0. So they can hang in these low contest games. And I think Bobby Witt Jr. is going to carry this team. And upset alert, Royals are beating the Yankees.
That's what I was going to go with. But I'm going to go with the Yankees.
This guy. Look at this dude. I will say it'd be funny to watch a Yankees-Phillies World Series. 2 of the worst fan bases out there. Philly in New York, man, they got some bad fans. I tell you,
Um,
that'd be funny, but no.
I don't think so. And then LA Dodgers hosting the Padres.
This is a tough one for me to pick. One of our close friends is a big Padres guy. We got some ties to San Diego like that. Hot team, right? Or a team with the best player ever to lace up the cleats and pick up a baseball. Playoff debut. It's going to be probably the best series of the whole playoffs, if we're being honest. Dodgers are also known to choke. I don't know, man. This is so tough.
Well, I'll let you think about it. Because give me the Dodgers. I do think that they are going to defend home for it's they have 2 games home and then 2 games away, right?
And then, yeah, it's a best of 5, I think.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, Dodgers have been solid all year. Padres are, I mean, they're good, but I think the Dodgers got it.
Give me the Padres. Yeah. It's baseball's like Dodgers are the better team,
Hmm.
but I'm starting to realize over the last couple of years it's whoever the hottest team going in, really what it is. So like
Well, you didn't think that with the Tigers.
I said, don't be surprised.
Yeah, but
It's crazy because they throw Tarek Screwball, who's gonna win, Tariq Screw, whatever. He's gonna go in and pitch a stellar of a game, and they play bullpen games the rest of the series. And then maybe Tyree Schoolball starts game 5 if it goes that far. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's that the starting pitching depth is very concerning. But, they can make it work for a shorter series. A longer series, I don't think so. But this team is different. Padres have starting pitching depth. They got dangerous hitters. I'd argue Padres have a better starting pitching depth than the Dodgers do. I like to go with starting pitching depth. So I'm going to go Padres, man. I think I got to.
okay, okay. I think it'll be a close series, but I think
It has to. And it's a bitter rivalry. Those
yeah.
always makes interesting series.
But all right, those are our picks for MLB for that was the Saturday game.
Mm-hmm.
We can do well. Those were who we think is going to win the series. So
Yeah.
we'll wait to come back Monday. We'll have we'll kind of see where we're at on our picks and how we're feeling.
Yep.
But now we will move on to the NFL.
Nuffle.
Alright, starting off with the game of tonight. Tampa Bay and the Falcons. Just go. Nope.
You see them dirty birds right on the screen, man.
Alright. The Dirty Birds versus some Pirates.
As y'all know, I'm a Saints fan. So picking NFC South teams really hard for me to do. And so this game is important for the division. I've been hearing a lot of people say this game's important because these are going to be the top 2 teams of the division. And it's crazy how quick they write off my Saints. It's very frustrating, but that's okay. It's to be expected. You lose two close games. You look like frauds. It's our job to respond. It's a three-team race for this division. This game has big implications for the whole division, not just these two teams. But I don't want to pick this game. But because I'm going against a few bucks, um, in my fantasy football leagues, I hope it's a low-scoring game, and I'm gonna ride with the Falcons. Um, I think playing on the road in a short week doesn't bode well for many teams. And it's a prime time game, prime video. I think it's recipe for disaster. It's going to be a low scoring game, uneventful. Not many people are going to be watching. Um, yeah, and then sure, is that personal bias? Should sue me, but hope the Bucks don't score many points. And Darnell Mooney catches a couple touchdowns. Okay, I'm just put it how it is.
And I'm going the complete opposite of you. I
Yeah.
think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to take this game. I think their defense is pretty good. Atlanta hasn't. I mean, they came back and beat you guys, but
Don't say come back. They were winning by a few
okay.
points most of
I'm
the time.
sorry. Oh, I apologize. You guys were ahead at the end, and they kicked the field goal to win. So
Yeah.
I think that Tampa Bay is not going to let that happen. I do hope that it is a back and forth game, but I'm expecting Mike Evans and Baker to just go crazy, and the whole Tampa Bay team just to take down the Falcons. So, um, let's see. Next up is the New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings.
It's an 8:30 a.m. game, so fellas, you gotta wake up early on Sunday. If y'all want to catch these teams, I don't understand if you woke up early to watch the Vikings. No one's waking up early to watch these Jets. I'll tell you that much. Even though it is across the pond, which could make it a close game, I think Vikings are much better than the Jets. And I think they go to 5-0. Jets have some offensive problems they need to figure out. And on defense, they really need Hassan Reddick, but they're neither side's budget. I think they're going to drop to 2-3. For being honest.
I'm going to go Minnesota. They've been playing some good ball on offense. Last week they kind of let up on defense, let the Green Bay Packers come back. I think it'll be a weird first half because, again, this is overseas. I just think whenever it's not in either team's home or like if it's a neutral site in the U.S., I think it'd be a little different. But the flight over there and kind of just being in that different area of not being used to what they're used to here, it's going to be kind of weird. But yeah, I think Minnesota comes out on top. That's really it for that game. Carolina and Bears.
It's one of the last weekends. It's going to be good weather in Chicago. If you know, you know. But Bears 2-0 at home. They seem to play better at home. Panthers have been playing better as of late. I think there's going to be a competitive game. And you already know I don't like picking NFC South teams. However, I think the Panthers are going to pull this one out. And I've been liking what I've seen from Andy Dalton. Surprisingly enough, the Panthers look better on offense with Andy Dalton than the Bears have all season. I know Bears have a solid defense, but Panthers, their defense is shaky. They show spurts at times, but Bears' offense isn't in cohesion. I think that continues. Yeah, give me the Panthers in that game.
Yep, I was I was leaning Panthers. I think uh, I think they have been playing some pretty good ball. Chicago hasn't putting it back and forth, or hasn't been putting offense and defense together. It's kind of just been a defensive game.
Yeah.
But I am gonna go Bears because they are at home, and for some reason at home they managed to pull out some wins. I think that their defense does step up again. I think this is going to be more of a Tennessee Titans game that we saw week one. Um, I don't think Caleb Williams is going to lose the game for them, but I also don't think that he's going to win the game for them. I think it's going to be more of a special teams and defense. So I'm going to go Bears.
Look at Aiden being a homer. That's all right.
I would like to see the Bears start to be good again. For those of you that don't know, and I've actually never said it on here, but I used to be a Bears fan. Then I really understood football and organizations, and they made me mad, so I just dropped professional football in general. And I like certain players, but I would like to hone in on a team. I have been a floater a little bit. Um, I'm in between really two teams. One of them, people would say I'm a bandwagon. The other one, nobody likes. And that's either the Chargers or the Bills. I like Josh Allen and what they got going on over there. Love Justin Herbert and that team. I think that team could be really good, but they got a lot of missing pieces that need to be there. So, if you guys have any suggestions on which team I should cheer on and be a fan of, as long as it's not the Saints, I'll be alright.
What's wrong with that? We got plenty of room on this side, Aiden. We got plenty of room, man. Come on.
Nah, I'm just giving you a hard time. But, yeah, I mean, I would love to see the Bears get back to winning ways and be relevant in the NFL, in the league again, instead of being a laughing stock. But I thought for sure this year I was going to be a fan, and then they got rid of Justin Fields, and I was like, can't agree with that. But, it's okay. I don't know everything. Just put your hand down.
Um,
But yeah, we'll move on. Baltimore Cincy.
Must-win game for Cincy. Must win. Must-win game. And they're at home. They're 0-2 at home. The two losses they shouldn't have. They needed to get that monkey off their back last week and beat Carolina. Give me the Bengals. I know the Ravens have looked good these last 2 weeks. They're looking like the team we thought they were. Divisional game. It's going to be close. It's going to be hard fought. I know the Bengals defense is looking kind of spotty. I think there's going to be high scoring, though. I'm not as sold on the Ravens defense. And I think the urgency that Bengals have now, being at 0-3, I think Joe Burrow's going to be dialed in, and Bengals are going to come out on top.
Yeah, I like this game. I honestly wish this one was either Thursday night prime time or Monday night game.
Relax.
I do. I think it's going to be a close game.
I'd say 325, but
okay, I would be fine with that. But yeah, I do think that the Ravens are going to come out on top. I think since he's still dealing with some things all around, if it's off the field, on the field, their offense is clicking, but their defense I just don't trust. Especially the way that Derrick Henry and that offense is rolling right now. I'm liking Baltimore in this one. So go ahead and give me the Ravens. Almost said Rams. But Miami, New England.
man, talk about a bad game. I'm interested to see how Tyler Huntley does in his second game. Also, I heard through the grapevine that Ramondre Stevenson is going to get not benched, but Antonio Gibson's going to get touches. a lot more just because of his fumbling issues. I mean, you couldn't pick a worse game to show. Um, man, if Tua was here, Dolphins in a blowout. Tua was not here, 13-10 Patriots. I think Patriots are going to do just enough to squeak this one by.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Miami looks better than last week, but I still don't think that they're going to look good. I mentioned it Tuesday. The more that Huntley is there and gets a better feel for the offense and better feel for his weapons, I think they can be a good team. Like I mentioned, I mean, he had two passes that could have been either touchdowns or huge plays with Tyreek Hill, and just not knowing when and where to throw it. I think he has a better understanding of that this game. But again, I think he still has mistakes that cost him. And I think New England, they're playing at home. They haven't had the best luck the past two games. So I think they squeak one out as well. Washington, Cleveland. At Washington. This one's easy for me. Give me Washington. They're on a roll right now. Cleveland, they're still not looking good. I think they have all the pieces that they need to be good. But, I mean, slow start with Deshaun Watson. Team's just not looking the best. Meanwhile, you flip it on the other side, and Washington looks awesome. I mean, put up 42 points last week against the Cardinals. Their offense is just clicking. Jaden Daniels looks like he's comfortable. Looks like he's in college, honestly. But yeah, I'm gonna go Washington.
I love what I'm seeing from Washington. They're clicking on all cylinders. But I'm going to go shocker here. I'm going to go Browns. Main reason, Brian Robinson, a little banged up. He might not play. Austin Eckler is coming back from what I think a concussion. So he's up on the radar. If neither one of them can go, they're going to be extremely one-dimensional, being one-dimensional in the NFL, especially with someone like Myles Garrett on the other side. Can give any offensive line fits, especially a rookie quarterback. I expect the Browns to dial up some things that Jay Daniels hasn't really seen yet. And I think this will be a low-scoring game. Usually with how these explosive offenses look this year, two really good games in a row, and then back to earth, either the third or fourth game. And I think with Cleveland having playoff aspirations, they got to figure out something to get some wins. And I think the offense responds to a poor outing last week with some many drops and miscues. I'm not going to say they're going to look good, but I can see, a 20-17 kind of game. And Browns win because of tough defense and they stifle this offense. And I think Jay Daniels learns from this game. I'm not going to, but, I think their offense is going to come down to earth a little bit this game.
Gotcha. Indy, Jacksonville. This one's tough. I don't know how AR is. I don't know if he's healthy. I know that he had limited practice, planning on starting. Well, if he starts, I don't think he's fully healthy. I think Flacco's going to come in again. Either way, if he does or if he does, yeah. Either way, if he does it, if he doesn't, I think Indiana is coming out on top with this one. Jacksonville is just not all-around solid team. I think Indianapolis's defense is going to get to their offense, so give me the Colts.
Another surprising pick, apparently not to Vegas, but give me Jacksonville. Jonathan Taylor is trending towards not playing, and I don't believe in their backup running back situation, like Trey Sermon or Goodson or whatever, to really help this balanced offense out, especially if Joe Flacco comes in, rely on throwing the ball a lot. Jaguars have played decent defense. Their offense has really underperformed, and with how the Colts defense has been up and down, I think Jags can find a hole enough to just squeak out their first win of the year. They said most talented team Jacksonville's ever had, and they're not playing like it. I think that's mainly because of Doug Peterson. He's going to be out of here. But I think they respond in a big way at home. Get their first win of the year.
All right. Buffalo, Houston.
This is a good game. This will be a good game. You got the Bills coming off last week's spanking. They're going to come out motivated. Texans haven't really put it all together yet. I think we're really giving this offense the benefit of the doubt that 3 or 4 weeks they haven't put it together and they have so many pieces. Based on how they play this week, are they going to be able to put it together? I think not without a running game. So once they get running backs healthy, I think that's when we can finally start seeing offense be put together. But they continue to be out. This passing game is still going to be. They have too many mouths to feed. As one might say. Nico Collins is still benefiting. It looks like C.J. Stroud's favorite target. We'll see if Diggs, selfishness gets in the way of that, and we'll see. But even though despite last week, I still think the Bills are a better team. It'll be a close competitive game. But yeah, give me Buffalo on the road.
Yep, I agree. With the reunion, you could say, of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, it'll be interesting. I'm interested to see how it all unveils. I don't think there's any beef between them. I think they like each other, and I don't think there's any hard feelings about what happened with each other, like just the departure. But I do think that it'll be a good game. I think that the Bills are going to come out on top, just because I think Houston is still trying to figure out the chemistry part. I don't think Diggs does too much because I don't think CJ lets him. If you can't a wide receiver can't do too much unless you give him the ball, and CJ's just not one to just force feed a wide receiver all the time. CJ's a really good quarterback. It's just their whole team's chemistry is kind of off, offense is kind of off. But I don't think that they find it here yet. I think the Bills are going to bounce back from the loss last week and understand that they have to play better. They have to beat the teams like the Ravens and the Chiefs. So I think they come out and they play some good ball and they get the win on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Denver, Las Vegas.
Very
Are you giving Denver its flowers?
No. Not because I resent Sean Payton for leaving the Saints high and dry. I don't resent him in any way or fashion for that. They do what you got to do. It's similar to like a player leaving. Right, it is what it is. Water under the bridge. But it's hard to say they got lucky last week because you don't really get lucky like that in the NFL. Bo Nix threw for 60 yards and they won the whole game. It's going to be better weather today on Sunday. Raiders have been up and down. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think we're going to learn a lot about the Raiders this week. With all the things going on with Devontae Adams and business decisions being made. We'll find out if the Raiders truly want to play for Antonio Pierce or not. Depending on how they play, depending on Gardner Minshew plays, if he plays poorly, when are we gonna start seeing Aiden O'Connell and stuff like that? Pretty sure that's the backup.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, I think Denver's hoorah last couple weeks ends. I think Raiders find a way to go into Denver. Um, it's gonna be a defensive game, like 17-14, 17-13 kind of vibes. I'm feeling. Hope Cortland
Yep.
Sutton gets a touchdown pass though. Shout out Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, I agree. Every time that I try to give Denver its flowers, they don't take them. They end up losing. So I'm gonna go against them again. I'm gonna go Las Vegas. I think you kind of hit it right on the head. We're gonna see a lot about the Las Vegas Raiders, especially with everything that's been going on in social media this week. ESPN about Devontae Adams, trying to see where he's going, requesting a trade. There's a lot of eyes on the Raiders. There's a lot of eyes on Devontae and where he's going. But I don't think that affects the team. I think they play some okay ball. I mean, they're not playing the greatest, but I think they know that they want to walk into Denver and get the win. So yeah, give me the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And then Arizona, San Fran.
Um, I always like picking a team to rebound. Like, Cardinals had a tough week last week. Commanders did whatever they wanted. But I think this Cardinals team can be explosive. Their defense isn't that strong. 49ers, they're 2-2 right now, but I think they're better than that. Um, they're 2-0 at home. They have really good home field, and I think they ride that. I think they handle business against the Cards this week.
Yep. I'm going San Fran. I mean, they're at home. I know that they're dealing with some injuries still, but I think they're fine.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for that game. Green Bay Rams.
I just mentioned this point about teams rebounding. Packers showed a lot of heart and grit coming back against the Vikings in a game they should have had no business doing. You got to respect the team for doing that. I know the Rams had a tough week last week, losing to a team that they should beat, but Rams have a lot of injuries and a lot of banged up players. Their bye week can't come fast enough. Kind of hard to imagine this, but I think the Rams go 1-4 into their bye week, and Packers come out with a much needed road win against a conference opponent.
Yep. I agree. Green Bay didn't. First half kind of got their hand slapped a little bit with being down by so much against Minnesota, but then they were able to fight back. If they can do that against Minnesota, who's playing pretty good this right now, I think they don't really have that big of a problem against the Rams. The Rams are obviously injured a lot right now. So I think they kind of take advantage of that and walk into LA and get the dub.
Also, I just want to put out there, the Packers should cut bait with Christian Watson.
Isn't he still? Is he injured?
Yep. He couldn't stay healthy to save his life. They need to cut ties with him. It is what it is. Jaden Reed's number one. Romeo Dobbs, Ontavian Wicks. That's a good trio. Christian Watson, go ahead. You get him out of there. Stop wasting your time.
All right, New York Giants versus Seattle.
Seahawks. Malik
Yep.
Neighbors is on pace not to play following his concussion. He hasn't practiced this week yet, which I think with the protocol you have to be able to practice or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the protocol like that, but he's on track not to play. And without him, this offense probably couldn't move the ball that well. If there's Wan'Dale Robinson out there, get him. He's probably gonna have a lot of targets, a lot of receptions. But I think the Giants, I could see a world where they keep it close but lose because Seattle's defense looked pretty bad on Monday. But we'll see. But I think the Seahawks offense is going to have their way with the Giants defense. So.
Yep, I agree. I think the Seahawks, besides last week, have been playing pretty good. I don't see the Giants really slowing them down too much. I think they just ran into a really hot Lions team. I mean, it's hard to win whenever the other quarterback's going perfect, 18 for 18. So, yeah, I mean, I think they bounce back. I think they handle the Giants at home. Dallas, Pittsburgh at Pitt.
It's an interesting game. Very interesting. This is a very storied game. Two historically competitive franchises. Cowboys of old, Steelers of old. A lot of tradition and history with that. Dallas's defense is banged up. Can the Steelers take advantage of that? Their offense started clicking last week near the end of the game with the Colts. Cowboys have been known not to be able to stop the run. I can see a big game from Najee Harris, but thing is, Steelers defense versus Cowboys offense is going to probably be the pivotal matchup. Dallas is one-dimensional, and Steelers' best attribute is their pass rush. I'm going to go shocker here. Well, I guess not shocker. Vegas agrees with me, but give me Pittsburgh at home.
Yeah, I don't know. This game I've been back and forth about because if Pittsburgh comes out like they did last week and they start out slow on offense and lets Dallas to kind of run up the score a little bit, I think it's going to be the same story. Pittsburgh will probably make it a fight near the end, but Dallas will come out on top. But I did like how they played last week at the end. I don't know. Yeah, this game has definitely been a coin flip. But just to make it interesting, because I feel like we've had a lot of the same picks, I'll go opposite of you. I'll go Dallas. I can see either one of these teams winning. It all depends on who comes out fast, who comes out on really fired up. If Pittsburgh does, I think they can handle them. But if they don't and they start out slow and Dallas comes in and does what they can do, then I could see that as well. But I'll go Dallas. Alright. Monday night. The only Monday night game.
Finally.
Your Saints versus the two-time defending champs. Sorry, back-to-back defending champs.
I think either one works for that. But, this game's interesting. This game's going to be close. In the last 2 weeks, Saints haven't been able to pull out the close one. Meanwhile, Chiefs, all four of their ones are close. They're able to pull out the close one. They have that culture there, that winning mindset, winning culture. Derek Carr's played this team plenty of times in Arrowhead. Dennis Allen's coached this team in Arrowhead before, Broncos and Raiders. And we have a few Chiefs players on our team. Don't know if they're going to play because we're pretty banged up. Chiefs are also banged up. This is going to be an ugly, close game. And give me my Saints. We finally get the monkey off our backs. Win a close one. help build momentum for this season. If you look at the numbers and stats, this is the top five offense and top five defense this year. Um, we've only let up 4 touchdowns in 4 games, and we're 2-2. And that just goes to show our inability to close out games. Eventually, if we want to go to where we want to go, we got to get the monkey off our back and win a close one. And I think this does that for us. Chiefs aren't going to struggle to move the ball, but I think the Chiefs are going to struggle to score. Red zone defense has been great. Third down defense has been shaky. Our offense, strength of this Chiefs team is the D line. Chris Jones, is he going to wreak havoc in the middle on our tackles? We're going to find out. It's going to be a close game. A lot of offensive pieces are hurt. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be like 20-17 kind of vibe. But give me the Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Kansas City. You said it. I mean, you guys are banged up on the defensive end. I mean, I don't know how much you guys can hold Jones back. And I think somehow the Chiefs, I do think it's going to be a close one, but I do think that they'll pull it out somehow. Chiefs on prime time, I mean, they're normally pretty good, and it's at home. If it was at, do they still call it the Superdome?
It's still a Superdome, but it's a Caesars Superdome.
If it was there, I would lean more towards you guys, but since it's in Arrowhead, I know that Derek Carr's played there, and I know that there's coaches coached there, but I don't think that really matters. I think Arrowhead's going to be rocking, and it's going to be a tough game, but I do think that they come out on top. Give me the Chiefs.
It's a perfect opportunity for the Saints to go in the prime time at Arrowhead and get a big win for the season.
That's true.
I think if we win this game, we'll ride a great momentum swing. Finally turn. If we lose this game, there'll be a lot of questions, man. And the next week doesn't get easier. We play the Bucks. Well, this kicks off 3 games in 10 days. Because then we play next Sunday against the Bucks, and then we play Thursday against the Broncos. So if we don't win this one, we lose momentum and all that. We could lose 2-3, and now we're sitting at 2-5.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a really important game for us, and I think there's urgency. Y'all are gonna see that. It's a great opportunity, national stage, to prove that hey, we're a team that we can play with. We can play with big dogs and win them. Okay, come on now. Who that? Rise up. No, I'm just kidding. I just stole a Falcons thing, because just putting it also out there. The Saints and Falcons have played 111 times. Guess what the record is?
What?
56-55 Atlanta.
Wow.
Talk about rivalry, close rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
Next time we play them, we're going to try to tie it back up 500. Now that's a rivalry. Florida LSU, we be spanking that butt all the time. So it's like, not even a rivalry at this point. But
is it really one-sided?
LSU, Florida? Let me go ahead and Google that. Hey, it gotta be at this point. Y'all probably won 3 times in 2000, since 2000.
Oh, it's gotta be at this point.
Well, let's go ahead and transition to the college football, though. That's a great segue. Shout out. Oh, wow! It's how many times? Guess how many times we met?
Over 100. No?
70.
Oh, wow.
Guess what the record is?
Close to 500? Are we in the lead? You guys are by one game, probably.
Yep. It was
Of course.
34-33 with 3 ties.
We'll make it back to 500 this year. We'll
Happy.
be there.
We will be there. Your longest win streak is 9 games. Now it's from 1988 to 96. Ours is 5. And that's
Right now. Yeah, no.
You know, ever since we've known each other.
There was one year.
I won the first year.
The 1 year.
I won the first
I remember
year.
that too.
Stupid.
We were in my room.
Even the year y'all went to the SEC champ game, we beat y'all.
Yeah.
Or was that the shoe game?
Yes.
Y'all suck.
Because we didn't have Pitts.
Pitts, I'm just go ahead and put that out there.
In college?
I said I'm gonna Pitts. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put it out there.
Yeah.
Two things. The most underutilized tight end in the league.
Now?
Yes.
Okay.
So much talent,
Yeah.
and they misuse him in Atlanta, and it's not even funny. They're wasting that man's career and talent in Atlanta. That's the first thing. Or he just sucks.
Don't think
one
that
of
he
the two.
sucks.
It's one of the two.
His rookie year, he had over 1,000 receiving yards
Okay,
as a rookie.
And
As a tight end?
what that got to do with nothing? Victor Cruz had a couple of years of 1,000 yards. We don't be talking about him as an elite receiver. No.
His rookie year, did he?
Man, let's go ahead and look at Victor Cruz stats. I'm sorry.
Also, he's a receiver though. Technically, Pitts is a tight end.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying, him in college, one of the best college tight ends to ever play.
Yeah, you're fine.
Well, I said one of. I didn't say he is. I said one of.
You're fine. One of what? What's his ranking? Top 10, top 15, top 25?
Top 5.
You're out of your mind. What?
No.
Yeah, his rookie year, Victor Cruz had 1,500 yards. And then
Wow.
1092, 998, 337. Didn't play in 2015. In 2016, he had 500. And he was done after that.
Well, I stand on what I said.
Okay, let's look up Kyle Pitts stats. Dang, I spelled his name Piss. My bad. That's what he play like.
No.
Okay, here we go. He had 1026. Okay, in 17 games. Pretty easy to me. 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. Getting more touchdowns a year, I guess. Shout out. 356 yards. He only played 10 games. I'll give him some slack. Another full game. 667 yards. Full season. Sheesh. I guess my problem with him is he has 90 targets and only 53 catches last year. This year, he has 15 targets and 8 catches. Like, what are we doing? I don't know, man. They gotta figure something out. He's a pretty athletic freak. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to these college games, man.
All right. Going into college. Let's see. Underdog picks.
We're starting off underdog picks. You know, I'm gonna give me some time to breathe.
Straight into underdog picks.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my hand's crooked. That's a tough week, man. Get a lot of interesting matchups. And my LSU Tigers aren't playing this week. But, you know, we're still here. And goals to go 6-0, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. Last week, we didn't do so hot. We picked the most important game, though. We'll just put that out there. And this week, You already know I got my sheet. Got some interesting ones. Starting off, this might come back to slap me in the face tomorrow. Give me the Syracuse Orange going to Las Vegas and beating these upstart Rebels. I think Syracuse lost. If I'm not mistaken, they lost to a team they shouldn't have. They lost to Stanford a couple weeks ago.
Correct.
Should not have lost that game. I think they're riding their horse a little too high, and I think they're playing a team this week who's riding that horse a little high. With all the NIL stuff, quarterback leaving, quarterback coming in and playing great against a solid team, Fresno State. And I think with the Power 4 conference, with a Syracuse team that plays good on both sides of the ball, it's going to be a great game. Tune into this. They're just two. Oregon, Michigan State won't be that good, but it could be. We'll see. But this game will be 8 p.m. Central Time. I have a good feeling about the Orange. I think they're a solid team. So give me them on Friday night. I think we need to look back. When it comes to Friday night games, I might be undefeated when it comes to underdog picks. Don't take my word for that, though. That is unfact checked. Yeah, I like that pick. Going down the slate. Got a lot of coin flip games. Missouri A&M. That's the only coin flip game. Yeah, that's the only one. But here's another one. Where is it at? Okay, yeah, here we go. Here's a coin flip game. Give me Michigan over Washington. It's a long flight from Michigan.
They're what? They're underdogs?
They're underdogs.
That's crazy.
Which, when I initially wrote this down, I thought Washington was underdogs, so I would have went with Washington. But if Michigan's underdogs, I'll take candy from a baby. I'll do it. I will take candy from the baby. Give me Michigan.
That's wild.
Give me that game. It's going to be a close game. Michigan only likes playing close games, it looks like. And there's two things that travel in football. A run game and defense. And Michigan has both. Don't need to rely on that heavy. And looks like 64 degrees overcast. Might rain. We got two running backs that are capable of running that football. We got behind some big guys. I'll take that game. What's the other one? Where are they at? They might not be ranked. I don't think so. I always got to give love to the unranked guys. Let me go ahead and go to unranked games. Quick note, Texas State's beating Troy. We don't care. Where's the game at? Where are they at? Oh, here we go. Give me a team that's going to stay undefeated in the Big Ten and overall. Give me Rutgers, Scarlet Knights.
Mother.
Give me the Scarlet Knights going into Nebraska, upsetting the Cornhuskers. I'm like how Nebraska looks, and I hate to pick against them because I think they're a really good team. I think Rutgers, man, they've strung along some good games now. They beat a good VTech team. They beat a good Washington team. I think they go into Nebraska and they win another close game by 3. I like that pick this weekend. And you heard Aiden.
Taking my pick.
Cussing underneath his breath.
I just said you mother. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Man. Man. You know what? I'm going to hold myself to a high standard. And I'm going to pick a crazy upset.
×2 pick?
No. You hold your horses. I can't pick that one. So I won't pick that one. Last time I did this, Aiden picked the team last week to go underdog win. They lose. I picked them the next week. They win. Dang, do I really want to do that though? I'm not gonna pick them either. I'm really fighting Demon Jaw. I want y'all to know that. You know what? Here we go. I just said I'm gonna hold myself to a high standard and pick an SEC game upset. But I'm gonna switch conferences. I'm gonna stick in the Big Ten. You know what? Dang it, guys! I'm having a hard time here. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna take a couple seconds to think about that. But give me Iowa over Ohio State.
Really?
Give me Iowa over Ohio State. This is probably a stupid pick, but Iowa's offense has looked better this year. They have that Caleb Jackson guy, the running back, is playing really well. Their defense is still solid. Let me find how they've played so far in this season in the games. Here we go. They lost a 1-point game to Iowa State, coin flip game. They beat Minnesota by 17. We saw last week with the team not playing people, how that affects them. With Ole Miss and Kentucky in a conference game. In Ohio State, who have they played? Michigan State, Marshall, Western Michigan, Akron. This is their best team to date. It'll be a trap game going to Oregon next week. I think Iowa, with a little bit of luck and a little, I think they got it. I think they upset Ohio State and really throw a wrench in these college football playoff speculations. And you know what? I'm probably going to regret one of these picks. But that's okay. I'm really tempted to go Ole Miss in South Carolina. But to be honest, I don't think Ole Miss loses 2 SEC games in a row. Especially when they're about to play a huge one against LSU. Now, I don't see any world where Vanderbilt beats Alabama.
That would be wild.
That would
That would be wild.
But you know what? Can Arkansas really beat Tennessee? They already showed they can win on the road with great defense against Oklahoma. Arkansas has a better offense than Oklahoma and not as good defense, but it's up there. But I believe in Nico at the quarterback and that team. So give me Vanderbilt beating Bama. Give me Vanderbilt beating Bama.
Yeah, you definitely have the most outrageous pick.
Let me tell you why. I'm gonna talk myself into this pick real quick. Sure, Vanderbilt's 2-2, right? Have a really bad loss to Georgia State. Almost beat Missouri on the road. I think last week them being super competitive like that with Missouri, and they beat a solid Virginia Tech team. Let's be honest. If they would have beat Georgia State, they'd be sitting 3-1, super feeling really confident, and this line wouldn't be that big. Yeah. I think Vanderbilt has some profound confidence they haven't had in a long time.
I think that's what you have.
That's okay. Two things can be true. And after such an emotional win last week, going on the road in the SEC is always tough. Give me Vanderbilt. I don't know what to say.
Well,
Uh,
that is definitely your times two pick.
no, it's not.
What?
Um, should it be?
I thought so.
I'm between them and Syracuse and UNLV. UNLV did look really good.
Nah, see, I thought with the times two pick were your outlandish picks.
That
So
is an outlandish pick. You see how good UNLV looked last week?
yeah, but Syracuse is also a solid team. They barely lost to Stanford, and they beat Georgia Tech, who was ranked at the time.
All right, fine. You're right. Outlandish pick. Give me the isn't the Commodores? I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
the,
you can. I would say you could either use Iowa or Vandy.
and this might sound crazy. I feel more confident in Vanderbilt than I do Iowa.
You are crazy.
There's some tingling in me.
Sure, you don't have to go pee.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things. Give me Vandy. That's my times two pick. I know y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but it is what it
Yeah,
is.
you
Those are
you
my
are crazy.
underdog picks. Let me know what you agree with and disagree with in the comment section. Let me know how crazy I am for my picks. But I think we learned last week. Some crazy things don't happen this year. It's college football. There's a lot of parity. So in my picks, I'm excited to see what Aiden does. And it sounds like I took a couple of his picks. So I'm excited what you
Yeah,
come up with.
you did. Um, you took my Rutgers pick. You took my Syracuse pick. But that's all right. We got plenty. We got plenty more games to pick from. I just don't know which one's gonna be my times two pick. But to start it off, didn't know that they were underdogs. Didn't think that they should be underdogs. But give me Missouri. I think Missouri learned from their game against Vandy. Um, so I think they're gonna go to Kyle Field, come out victorious. Um, Next one is Boston College. Give me Boston College over Virginia. I think Boston College is still a good team. I think they're a solid team. I think they're better than Virginia. They're barely underdogs, but since you took Michigan, I'll take BC. Let's see here. I also had. Give me SMU to defeat the Louisville Cardinals.
That's crazy because I was teetering on that one. But I can't see Louisville losing twice. Go ahead and tell us why, Aiden. We got them.
I was going back and forth with this game because you look at SMU and you look at, well, they lost to BYU and then they beat Florida State, and you think you get almost like a big name kind of thinking about it, like, oh, they beat Florida State. Well, if you really look at Florida State's only won one game. Um, they're not the Florida State that we're used to seeing, but I do think this is going to be a ranked opponent for them. I think they are going to want to kind of prove something. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that BYU SMU game was close.
18 to
B,
15.
yeah, so BYU's I'd say they're a pretty good team, um, and they stuck with them early in the season, and it's crazy to me that we're already week 6. But yeah, I think Louisville is going to be a little banged up from the Notre Dame game, and I think SMU is going to walk in there and snag a win. Let's see, that's 3 already. Give me Auburn. No, just kidding. Give me, which I didn't know this either, but give me Florida. We will,
I knew that was coming. You should have started off with them.
we'll, uh, we'll get a little deeper into it later whenever we talk about it for Pick'ems. Um, but yeah, give me Florida. And then my times to pick. This one, I'm gonna pick. I'm still blown away that Michigan is an underdog.
Vegas knows something we don't.
Apparently. Um, you picking Vandy is nuts.
You picking Penn State last week's nuts too.
I picked Illinois.
Not Penn State. Yeah, that's what I meant. Penn State, Illinois.
You picking Iowa is nuts too. How about Army and Navy, huh? Both undefeated?
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy game. We're gonna have to spotlight that when they play.
Man, there's really not one that. You know what? This one's gonna be crazy, but. And it's gonna be a bad pick on my end, but I
There's one you
believe in.
haven't picked that I think you should pick.
You say it, and I'll tell you if it's the one I'm gonna pick.
Baylor, Iowa State.
See, I thought about that one, but
Iowa State looks really good though.
yeah, that's what's kind of pushing me away. But instead, give me the Spartans to shock the Ducks.
As your times two pick, no way.
Okay. If you can pick Vandy to upset the number one team in the country, I think I can pick Michigan State.
But who's looked better? Out of the three outlandish picks we made, who's looked the best?
The Sparties are 3-2.
Okay. Best team they beat was Maryland.
Yeah.
They only won by 3. And they got spanked by
Bad loss. Competitive.
That's the game I picked.
Dubs.
FAU's not a good team. Which
Yeah.
I was almost right on that pick too. Just putting that out there, chat.
I don't know. I don't want it to be. I mean, I don't have any other teams that I'm thinking are going to be.
I mean, I'm telling you right now. I think unbiased, chat, unbiased. I think Aiden's gonna go 3-3 this week. Just want y'all to see. I wrote his games down. You see that 3-3? I'm gonna circle it too. All messy, like 3-3. He's going 3-3 this week. I think Missouri beats A&M. Boston College beats Virginia. SMU and Florida game, either one of those. One of them's going to lose, one of them's going to win. And then Michigan State's not beating Oregon. Putting that out there.
Just like Vandy's not beating Bama.
I've seen crazier things.
And I hope that we come back on this call either Monday or Tuesday, and we are both wrong. And both of our times two pick won.
I will never hope your times two pick wins.
All right.
I'd be impressed if you get one right this year. Let's put it out there.
And I'll be impressed if you get another one.
Hey, y'all, you shouldn't be that impressed. I think realistically, Michigan beats Washington.
Yeah. Realistically, I think you go 3-3 as well.
Nah, realistically, I think I go 1-5.
I think Syracuse and Rutgers can both pull off the upsets. I think Michigan, that's kind of a lock. But I don't see Vandy or Iowa.
I can see Rutgers and Syracuse pulling off upsets, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't.
Yeah.
And they're both like 6 to 7 point dogs. And then I have 2 outlandish picks. So imagine I go 6-0. We might quit this challenge. I might be too good.
Don't think that's gonna happen.
But I think I'm gonna write that down. I'm circling what I think. What's gonna happen, I'm not gonna tell y'all. Because y'all need to know I'm going. You know what? I'm gonna change it right now. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident. I just wrote my score prediction down. What do you think I'm gonna go, Aiden? You think 3-3?
Hmm.
So we both have each other going 3-3 this week. So we're not making headway.
Nope.
Let us know, chat, y'all underdogs picks, where you think who we think you think we should have picked. Share all your picks with us. Let's see how y'all do. Let's be interactive on there. I know y'all are watching, so go ahead in the comment section, put who y'all got. Show us some love.
All right, let's get through our picks for college, and we can wrap things up. All right, Michigan State, Oregon. That's my underdog pick. I got Michigan State. Sounds like you got Oregon.
Clearly, not gonna be close.
All right, Syracuse, UNLV. You got Q's. I'll take UNLV. UCLA, Penn State.
Easy money.
UCLA for you, Penn State for me. Just kidding, just kidding. Missouri A&M. I got Missouri.
I got Missouri too.
All right. SMU, Louisville. I got SMU.
Give me. I'll go Louisville.
Alright. Iowa, Ohio State. You got the Hawkeyes. I got
Oh,
Ohio State. I don't know if that's what a Hawkeye sounds like.
that's what a hawk sounds like.
Nah. Auburn, Georgia. I got
Yeah.
Georgia. You got Georgia. Ole Miss, South Carolina. Who you got?
Okay. I have. This is a tough one. I think South Carolina covers, but Ole Miss wins. We'll learn a lot about Ole Miss this weekend, especially with the big game coming up next week with LSU. We'll learn a lot about Ole Miss.
Yeah. I got Ole Miss as well. Indiana, Northwestern.
Indiana. Who would have thought Indiana would go 6-0?
I would say me, but I did choose them to lose last week. Clemson, Florida State.
Give me Clemson.
Yeah, they're playing good ball right now. Utah State, Boise State.
Boise. Well, I'm looking at the schedule. Ooh, UNLV's coming up. That'll be a good game. I think the winner of Boise State UNLV will represent the group of 5 in the playoffs.
Tennessee, Arkansas.
Give me Tennessee. I ain't gonna lie. If Arkansas beat Tennessee, I'm gonna kick myself all year for not picking them. So I did think about this.
I think that game is going to be close.
You think
At least to
Arkansas
start.
13.5 line.
No. No, I think it'll be close all the way up until the end of the third. I think fourth quarter is whenever Tennessee's going to kind of pull away with it. It's a nighttime game, ABC. Again, I think Arkansas has just been... They can be in close games, but then their lack of experience and just chemistry, I guess, has kind of runs out and they can't finish games. I think the more experience that they have and the more that they play with each other on the field, I think is going to be beneficial for them, and they're going to be pretty good in the SEC here in a couple years. Michigan, Washington. You have Michigan. I'm also picking Michigan.
I don't know, man. This is the first time in a long time I've seen a top 10 team going on the road and be dogs.
Yeah, but
They
you
just
said it's
held
supposed to be
it.
rainy, right?
Well, it's just overcast.
Well, I mean, you did say defense and running game travels, which I agree with, and I think Michigan has both of those. That's their strength. They don't throw the ball. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Washington can stop them.
I will
So I'm
say,
also
shout
picking
out Will
Michigan.
Rogers. 10 touchdowns, no picks. Pretty impressive.
USC, Minnesota.
I think this would be a close one, but USC got it.
Yeah, I got USC as well. Baylor, Iowa State.
I think this is a game we should be on the lookout for. Baylor. Two tough losses in the Big Ten, not Big Ten, Big 12. But I don't know. Iowa State's rolling. Give me Iowa State. Give me the Cyclones.
I'm also going to go Iowa State. Miami, Cal.
This is an interesting one. I know Cal lost to Florida State. They probably shouldn't have. At home, Miami has to travel across country, 3 hour time difference to play at a night game where their bodies are going to feel like it's 10 o'clock. Or midnight, actually. Yeah, they're playing at 9:30. No, that's 9:30 our time. So, yeah, that'll be 10:30 their time. Yeah, yeah. Cal's a solid team. I think Cal covers. And the more I think about this, I might have went Cal, to be honest. But I'd like to see Miami do well and take this win. So I'm going to give Cal covers. It'll be another close one for Miami, but I'll figure out how to get it done in the end.
All right. UCF, Florida.
I'm going UCF. Not because I spite Florida.
Yeah, it is.
I just think with what we've talked about the last couple weeks now, Florida's defense is suspect. And UCF's ability to run the football, control clock, will be a very competitive game, but I think, and with how they feel after last week losing to a team like Colorado, I think they're going to be making a statement like, we're going to run this football. And if Florida can stop it, I think they win handily. But if, based off what you said, Aiden, the games you watched, they couldn't stop a nosebleed. I don't know. I think that there's trouble in paradise. I think UCF takes this one.
I don't know what paradise is because it ain't in Florida, in Gainesville. I am banking on them getting better over this past bye week, but I'm nervous. KJ Jefferson is a mobile quarterback. We stink at mobile quarterbacks. Can stop anybody against Mississippi State, and that's Mississippi State. I'm hoping and I'm praying that they really got on the defensive side of the ball and they let them know that's not Gator defense. And I hope that we come out. It's a primetime game, but not being broadcasted. This will make me feel either better or worse for us playing at 7 o'clock against Tennessee next week. Because if you ask me right now, I'm not feeling good about it. Don't want to wait all day just to watch Florida get pounded by Tennessee. But if we come out and we shut down UCF, I'll feel a little better. but I don't know. I'm really up in the air about it. I'm gonna pick Florida because I'm a Florida fan and I want to see them win, especially with the rest of our schedule coming up. But I wouldn't be shocked if UCF does win. We have not played good in the Swamp. The Swamp is no longer a top 10 hardest place to play because it seems like everybody walks in there and wins. So just doesn't feel right. I do hope that we can kind of get something going. If we can defeat these guys and then get something going against Tennessee, I'll feel a little better about us going to the LSU game and Florida game. But I think it's going to be fun regardless. I just hope that we can put up a fight. But yeah, give me Florida.
When it out there, y'all are 1-0 on the road.
Yeah, and 1-2 at home. It's not
You know
great.
what? I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna go Florida.
Are you sure?
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna go Florida.
All right. Any other games that you like this weekend? Thought about the Kansas Arizona State game.
I've been looking at that. Not
Oh,
really.
I do want to do West Virginia and Oklahoma State.
Uh, Give me OK State on that one.
I'm also going OK State. Other than that,
James Madison. They're gonna keep riding high.
yeah, I'm not gonna put that one down. I would do Pitt versus North Carolina, but I think we both would pick Pitt.
No.
You're gonna go North Carolina?
Yeah.
All right.
Aren't they favored in that one?
Pitt is.
Hmm. Yeah, no, give me North Carolina.
All right.
Ooh. Give me Georgia Tech beating Duke. Duke's no longer undefeated after this week.
I knew you were gonna pick that game.
I don't know. I think if Duke beats Georgia Tech, I might pick Duke down the line to upset some teams.
You already have.
I know. I can keep going though. Wait, who did I pick? To
You
beat what?
picked Duke to beat Northwestern.
I mean, they got a good chance to be 7-0 going into that SMU game. So,
What about the Texas Tech Arizona?
oh, that's a deal. Yeah, let's do that one. Give me the Zonas. Texas Tech is surprisingly 4-1.
And I'm gonna pick Texas Tech.
I don't know how. Texas Tech's finding a way to win football games. Got to give it to them.
All right. That's all the picks for this weekend. MLB, NFL, and college football. As of today starts 55 days in a row of football playing. At least one game of football playing every day for the next 55 days.
How do
Which
you
is
know
pretty
that?
awesome. Huh?
How do you know that?
It's been going around everywhere. Do you live underneath a rock?
You know I don't have social media like that. Dang, there's games next Tuesday. Ew.
Text. Tuesday. Maction starts, I think, isn't it?
Wednesday. Then Tuesday, Wednesday. Holy. When
Yeah.
did you start this?
It's beautiful. All I'm hearing is you complaining, but
I
it's
ain't gonna lie.
beautiful.
Hey, Chad, I'm putting it out right there. Aiden's not watching no one of these Tuesday, Wednesday games. I'm putting that out right now. Ugh. They're all CUSA games. Yeah, you ain't watching these. Ain't no way.
I'm gonna probably watch more than you would.
Damn right. I'm putting it out there right now. You will not see me pick a Tuesday or Wednesday game as an upset. Yeah, nah, you
Well,
got me bad. Dang, since when they do this?
I don't know.
He was not lying. That is a
Told
lot.
you.
What is it? Last
55
week?
days straight.
Last week, Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Well, let us know how our picks were. Let us know what your picks are. Who you think's going to win this week? NFL, MLB, and college football. Let us know what you again your picks are, and if you think you can pick better than us. If you've been keeping track thus far, let us know your record. Um,
don't
might
be
have some.
lying. Don't be lying. I know y'all like to lie in the comments. Don't be doing that.
Might have to have some guest pickers come on. Maybe that might be in the works. Who knows?
If you want to be a guest picker, like the video, comment, subscribe. You can only be a. I'm putting it out there right now. Aiden. We got to hold true to this. You can only be a guest picker if you're liking. I'm not saying if you comment and subscribe. Only way you can get on this show as a guest picker, comment, subscribe. You got to subscribe to our YouTube and our Instagram. We can put that up there. So y'all follow that. But yeah, well, let's put that out there, Aiden. We just can't let anybody. We got to let
Right,
supporters
right.
in, you know.
I agree.
And
I agree.
who's watching the video to this point? We're gonna test out with some people. And when people ask,
Right.
"Hey, how can I get on as a guest picker?" I watch videos. You'll find
Yep.
out to the full entirety. Skip to
And
the end if you must.
a couple videos ago, Tavius did say if you watched it this far, let us know, and there might be a little surprise. I'm not going to say it. You're going to have to go back and watch. But there was a prize if you watched it throughout. So, just saying. Uh, but yeah, look out for on our Instagram. Go ahead and check that out on Friday nights, tomorrow, or and Sundays. We'll have our college picks and then our Sunday or NFL picks that you guys can kind of pick through. We do like a little graphic on there with the games and then the poll, and then we'll kind of see what our fan base is picking. But other than that, that's been another episode, another podcast of the A&T podcast. Thank you for watching. I'm Aiden.
I'm Tavius.
Have a great night and enjoy this weekend of football.
Enjoy football, man. Peace and love.